There are over 6,000 languages spoken around the world today. So imagine waking up and suddenly finding yourself only able to speak one of them, even though you've never learned it. It might sound impossible, but it happened to this man, and he couldn't even remember his own name. In 2010, Michael Boatwright, an American man from Indiana, was found unconscious in a motel room in Palm Springs, California. He was staying there with his wife, Mary Jane, and their 2 daughters. But when he woke up in the hospital, he had no idea who he was. The most he could recall was his first name, Michael, but when he tried to tell the doctors that, all that came out was it sounded like he'd been speaking Swedish. His wife told the press that he'd been suffering from migraines for weeks, but she dismissed them as she knew that he'd been having issues at work and just wanted to help him relax. But when Michael checked into the motel on April 2nd, he wasn't the same. When his family visited him in the hospital, he looked at them blankly and said, "I don't know what you're saying." They were dumbfounded. He continued, "I am Johan Ek from Sweden. I've been here in the States for 6 months, but now I have amnesia." His wife was confused. He never traveled to Sweden. He doesn't speak Swedish. He isn't even Swedish. Days turned into weeks, and Michael still couldn't remember anything about his life before the incident. Doctors eventually diagnosed him with a rare case of transient global amnesia or dissociative fugue. Basically, his identity, memories, and native language were wiped. It was like someone had erased them from his mind completely. But how? It's not like you can just lose your memory and gain another language overnight. But he did. Researchers discovered that this phenomenon is actually more common than you'd think. There are about 30 documented cases of people who have lost their memories and gained a foreign language ability. But usually there is some kind of connection. For example, in 2014, a French woman woke up after surgery speaking fluent German. It turned out that she'd received treatment from a German doctor during a previous injury and absorbed the language without realizing it. Or like the Israeli man who woke up speaking fluent Hebrew after being injured in a car accident. It emerged that he'd been listening to Hebrew music and podcasts, so subconsciously picked up the language. But Michael had no connection to Sweden or the Swedish language. He'd never traveled to Sweden, and he'd never even met anyone from there. He told the press, "I felt like I had lived an entirely different life up until that point," but experts couldn't come up with any answers. Transient global amnesia is a real phenomenon, but it typically only lasts for a few hours. And while it can cause confusion and memory loss, it doesn't change your native language. Some doctors believe that Michael's case might be a form of psychogenic amnesia, meaning that his mind blocked out his memories due to psychological trauma rather than any physical damage. But again, nothing could explain why he started speaking Swedish. Did he subconsciously absorb the language from somewhere in his past? Or was it something else entirely? In 2017, Michael's doctors published a paper about his unusual case in the Journal of Neurology, hoping to raise awareness and find answers. But they didn't have any theories. It remains a medical mystery. And for Michael, life has been pretty difficult since the incident. Even though he regained most of his memories, he still can't remember the 4 years immediately preceding the incident. He also still struggles with headaches and other health problems. As for speaking Swedish, he's retained most of his ability. Now when he hears Swedish, it brings back memories of his strange time as Johan Ek, even though they aren't really his. He told the press, "It's very confusing. I don't understand it. I hear it and I know what they're saying, but I can't explain it." He continues to receive treatment and hopes that one day his health will improve. But for now, he's left with more questions than answers. If you know anything about similar cases, please share your thoughts below. We'd love to hear them. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.